Some songs are destined for a certain era, and today we're going to talk about 1680 songs that would never make it today. The 1980s were a decade of vibrant music and iconic hits. However, some of the songs from the era, while popular at the time, are now considered offensive by modern standards. Here are 16 of the 1980s most popular songs that are now considered offensive. The first song on the list is One in a Million by Guns N' Roses. It was released in 1988. The lyrics to this song contain explicit and derogatory language targeting racial and sexual minorities. Even at its release, the song received significant criticism for its offensive content, though it still became a hit. The song attempted to clarify the intent behind the lyrics, though they remain controversial. The next song on the list is Do They Know It's Christmas by Band Aid, released in 1984. The writers of this song are accused of portraying Africa with sweeping generalizations about poverty and disease. According to the BBC, some people claim, quote, the song portrays the fantasy of an Africa filled with victims waiting to be saved. Despite aiming to raise awareness and funds for famine relief, the song's wording is seen as demeaning. Up next is Darling Nikki by Prince, released in 1984. The sexual innuendos and vivid descriptions in this song shock listeners. It even became a target for the Parents Music Resource Center, which sought to limit its reach to young audiences. Despite its controversies, the song remains a notable example of Prince's boundary pushing in pop music. Up next is Physical by Olivia Newton-John, released in 1981. The lyrics of Physical are filled with double entendres about physical fitness and attraction. Despite its suggestive lyrics, it was once a massive hit and was widely played across radio stations. While controversial, it also helped to redefine societal norms around discussing sex and physicality. Up next is Like a Virgin by Madonna, released in 1984. The song is both viewed as bold expression of female sexuality and inappropriate, especially for young children. The sexual innuendos in the lyrics mean it's very controversial, though Madonna's performance and the song's themes were pivotal in shaping her career and pop culture. Up next is Island Girl by Elton John. The song was released in 1975, though it peaked in the charts through the early 80s. While a hit at the time, it's now considered offensive due to its lyrics that contain stereotypical depictions of a Jamaican woman. It's viewed as culturally insensitive by today's standards, often critiqued for its portrayal of race and gender. Up next is I Want Your Sex by George Michael, released in 1987. The direct lyrics and frank discussions of sexuality were rare for the time, but this song is also considered explicit by today's standards, especially due to the shock of the title. It was banned from radio at the time and is now critiqued for how it portrays sexual consent and objectification. Up next is China Girl by David Bowie, released in 1983. The lyrics and music video of China Girl depict a stereotypical and sexualized view of Asian women. The song is now criticized for perpetuating racial stereotypes and fetishizing Asian culture. Bowie did, however, later express regret about some aspects of the song's presentation. Up next is Illegal Alien by Genesis, released in 1983. The lyrics and music video for Illegal Alien mock the struggles of Mexican immigrants, and the song is seen as making light of serious issues. It's widely regarded as insensitive and inappropriate by modern standards. According to the Tampa Bay Times, however, Phil Collins and his bandmates would argue that the song was just a light-hearted look at the frustrations facing Mexican immigrants. Up next is Let Me Put Some Love Into You by AC/DC, released in 1980. The song's title and lyrics are straightforward in discussing sexual themes. It became part of the broader debate on the appropriateness of sexual content in rock music and reflects the era's more permissive attitudes towards sexual expression in rock. Today it's considered controversial in terms of consent. Up next is Janie's Got a Gun by Aerosmith, released in 1989. This song discusses the serious issue of child abuse and violent retaliation. It's now praised for addressing important issues but also critiqued for how it handles the topic of violence against women, seen as a powerful but controversial narrative on trauma and revenge. Up next is Under My Thumb by the Rolling Stones, released in 1981. It's said that the lyrics of this song are misogynistic, describing controlling a woman using demeaning language. It's now seen as perpetuating harmful gender stereotypes and reflects the era's less enlightened attitudes toward gender relations. Up next is Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, released in 1985. Money for Nothing is considered offensive due to its problematic language, as it uses a homophobic slur in its lyrics. The song critiques the music video culture of the 1980s, yet its language has overshadowed its satirical intent in contemporary discussions. Up next is Fat by Weird Al Yankovic, released in 1988. The song parodies Michael Jackson's Bad with lyrics and visuals that mock obesity. While popular at the time, it's now seen as promoting harmful stereotypes about body image, and critics argue it contributes to body shaming and lacks sensitivity toward weight issues. Up next is She Bop by Cyndi Lauper, released in 1984. She Bop is pretty infamous for its subject matter, dealing with sexual themes which were quite bold and controversial even at the time of its release. The song was even included on the Parents Music Resource Center's Filthy 15 list due to its sexual content, and it's unlikely it'd be played today either. And the final song on today's list is Walk Like an Egyptian by the Bangles, released in 1986. In the 80s, the Walk Like an Egyptian dance created to the Bangles' new song was all the rage, making people mimic poses from ancient Egyptian art. However, the dance likely didn't amuse actual Egyptians, who, of course, never walked like this. A cultural misstep? Absolutely. Alright, there you have it, 16 80s songs that would never make it today. What do you guys think of the list? Get in that comment section and let me know which one of these songs you think is actually offensive and which ones you would let slide. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please take a second to hit that like button. When you smash that big thumbs up like button, that helps get the video in front of a few more eyes. I appreciate you for doing that. And if you really enjoy this sort of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Go ahead and hit that subscription button, ring that notification bell, and make these videos a regular part of your day. We try to put out 2 to 3 videos a day, so there's always something fun and fresh for you to watch and listen to. I thank you for watching this one to the very end. I'm Brian Kingsbury. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.